What's up guys, Shan here, and back today on another adventure out on the Moana. Pretty calm out here on the water, and we're headed over to a small group of islands located just off the south coast of Bluff. Today, the spot where I'm going, hopefully we can crack some decent sized paua and yeah, get some fish as well. I'm just doing a bit of a solo trip today. I've taken the boat to a small group of islands just off the south coast of Bluff, and yeah, today I'm going to be targeting some massive pauas and some fish. So the wildlife is already really turning it on. I've already seen about probably 20 seals. There's some just over there. Seen a couple fighting over there before, so hopefully they're not too territorial and yeah, they don't annoy me too much in the water. Some pretty nice conditions though. It's reasonably flat. There's a small roll, but the best thing is the viz here. I'm thinking it's maybe 10 or 11 meters, so I can't really complain with that. So I better hurry up, get geared up, and yeah, head out there. Oh well, I'm about to get it now. Hopefully these seals don't annoy me too much. Yeah, they look pretty territorial. They keep coming up to the boat and sussing me out, but yeah, it should be all good. It's always a pleasure to be back in the water. I jumped in and it was absolutely beautiful. The water was clean as. First thing I done was check the anchor just to make sure it was secured, and then grab me a kinner for lunch. Unfortunately, I left my lunch sitting on the driveway at home, so plenty of kinners there, so why not? I wasn't actually feeling too relaxed. I was feeling a wee bit anxious. I'd heard about a lot of great whites in this area before, but as soon as my friends showed up, that all just faded away, and I just went right into the zone. And these guys are so beautiful to watch in the water. I mean, I just sat there for a good 5 to 10 minutes watching them float around me. They're just so graceful in the water, the way they glide, and they come up to you and they just check you right out. You can see into the eyes and you just feel absolute peace and serenity. To be honest, my mind was on great white sharks the whole way across Foveaux Strait, but once I got in the water with these guys, I think that all just went away. I started the solo mission alone, but I felt sort of like I had some kaitiaki, some guardians with me, and these guys were, I sort of felt like they were protecting me. Some people would say it was pretty dangerous what I'm doing here, coming out here alone, but I know that I can die at any second, any day, so if I die, it's going to be doing something that I love. Well, that's enough chit chat. Let's get back to the Paua mission. Back on deck. Back on deck. Back on deck. Back on deck. So I spotted a small patch of paua from the surface, and I dived down to investigate a little bit further. They weren't quite exactly what I was after though. They were still legal, but I knew there were bigger ones out there, and it wasn't long before I hit the jackpot. Back on deck.
Well, I spent about half an hour in the water at this spot, and probably took me about 2 minutes to get the Paua. And spots like this you can actually afford to be fussy. I was sorting through them, trying to find the biggest ones. But yeah, most of their time in the water was spent swimming with the seals and taking it all in.
Well, what can I say about that? There's only one way to describe that. That was magical. That was absolutely awesome. Being in the water with those seals in their environment, they're just beautiful to watch. And I've never swam with seals like that before. I've encountered them before, but that's the first time I've ever got up really close and they were so friendly. I thought they might be a bit territorial, you know, start charging at me and that sort of stuff, but no, they were all good. So I came here in search of a Paua that was legal sideways. And there it is, fam. Check out that puppy. Usually you would measure them this way, along the length of the shell. But yeah, that's what I was after right there. A Paua that was legal sideways. So you can see that there. Bloody massive. All of those there, I made sure they were all legal sideways. There was also something really important that I forgot before I left home today, which was my lunch, which is pretty bloody important because I've got no food and I'm going to be out here all day. But the ocean will always provide, so got me a couple of Kanaks. A lot of people don't agree with eating your catch or your kai moana out here before you take it home, but yeah, forget your lunch, what else are you going to do? Why bring lunch when you can catch your own?
2 hours later.
Here, this initiative is not a government one. It's one that has been initiated by gang members around our...
Oh well, the belly's full after that kinner. Time to head to another spot now and we'll try and get us some butterfish. I might take it a little bit deeper as well and try and get some cod or some tarakihi. I've never shot a tarakihi before, so that'll be awesome if I get one of those today, but butterfish is pretty much a given. I think we'll get some of that. But yeah, roll on to the next spot. Let's go.
I really loved diving that spot, but to be honest, it was pretty good to get out of there as well. Ever since I was a kid, I'd heard so many stories about white pointers hanging out in that exact location. So that fear has been sitting in the back of my mind for a really long time, for years now. So to come here on a solo mission was definitely taking things to another level for me, but I really needed to do this mission just to get away from everything. And you know what they say, if you're not living, you might as well be dying.
So I made it to the second spot. The water looks absolutely beautiful over here, probably clearer than it was around that other end. But yeah, the goal here is to jump in, get some fish, and yeah, we'll get some butterfish anyway on the go, and then head back across the ocean.
If you like the float boat I'm using in this video, then check out wedi.co.nz, or if you're local to the deep south, then check out Wedi Southland. Most of my gear is from Wedi, and I just found it to be really good quality for the cash. They've pretty much got everything you need for diving, so I'll leave some links in the description if you want to go check them out. I jumped in at the second spot and the viz was all good. It was a little bit hazy, but nonetheless I was greeted with life straight away, as to be expected in a spot like this. It wasn't too fishy for a start. That's probably because there wasn't much current running around this area, so yeah, it was quite calm in the water, but these weeds and the terrain around here is definitely good to hide out in, get some good camouflage for some of these butterfish. Knocked over this butterfish with not too much trouble. As you could see, I was pretty much sport for choice. After diving 2 to 3 days a week for my groceries, all winter long with half a metre viz, big swells, rain, hail, and the freezing southern water, to have these pristine conditions to gather my kai moana in was really something else. in saying that, I really don't regret diving all winter long through the shit viz and all the bad conditions. I think it's really built some character and some good hunting skills, so now when I get a mean day like this, yeah, things are just really smooth and easy. It got to the point where I was just letting some good sizable fish pass me, and yeah, I felt like I'd already had enough butterfish, so I thought I'd move on to something else. I came across this small school of tarakihi, just little baby ones. I knew there had to be some big ones floating around somewhere, so I was pretty patient and done a few drops and just ignored the butterfish, but I knew that eventually I'd come across some of those tarakihi, so I stepped out to this weed line and I hung around there for a couple of drops, all while ignoring some pretty good trumpeters and blue cods, but it was worth it in the end. I was right at the end of my breath hold on this drop and was about to go back up, but I gained an extra 20 seconds of breath when I seen this tarakihi here, so I went slowly chasing after him. I waited for him to turn broadside and just put a shaft straight through him. Well, there was the fish ticked off, and I already got the Pauas as well. Dropped down to get a nice fat kinner for the drive home. Pretty stoked with the way today went. I swear, when you get out of the water after these long dives, you feel 50 kgs heavier. It's absolutely exhausting work. I don't know how the commercial divers do it. Well, mission complete, guys. Out of the water now. Wasn't actually as good viz as I thought. It just looked really nice in here and close, but got out a wee bit deeper, and yeah, a wee bit hazy down there, but you know, once you got to the bottom you could see pretty good. As you can see under there's plenty of butterfish. I could have just carried on shooting them all day, but hey, 5 is enough for me, so that's what I took, and that should last me a couple of weeks. So yeah, got a really big donkey in there. That's pretty bloody huge. Got to keep the sun off him. And also came across a tarakihi. I've never shot a tarakihi before, and that was one of the goals for today as well. I don't see them too often, to be honest, but yeah, saw a few down there. I was about to send to come up, and yeah, got him. It's actually quite a small fish. I've only got to be 25 centimetres tarakihi. This one's 30 centimetres, so it's over legal. Well, that's probably it from me today anyway, fam. I'm going to pack up my gears, probably eat another one of these kinners. We'll head back to Bluff and probably cook us a feed, catch up with the whānau. Back on dry land now, guys. I just finished washing up the boat, just checking out this kai. I'm really stoked with these Pauas. Look at that, big docks right there, and also that tarakihi that I got as well. Pretty stoked with that. He's only a wee fella, but yeah, don't see those too often in my stomping ground on Bluff, so pretty stoked to get one of those. Well, the old body's pretty taxed after that now, guys. I think I'll head inside, cook up some food, and re-energize myself. If you like that video, don't forget to subscribe, all that good stuff. Like, comment, helps me out a lot, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode of Kai Down Under, eh?